Sean Strickland only needs to be put in fun matchups. And the word only in that statement is very important. When you have a guy that doesn't really adjust to his opponent, that comes in there, doesn't really have a game plan, doesn't really do anything, right? Just keeps that same style. Same style. When you have a guy like that can increase their stock with losses, you do have a star in your hands. Sean Strickland was not a star because he won. He was a star because he lost a fight. And that's not all of it. Of course, a part of that is credit to his ability to just talk. His ability to be an open book. And when you have a guy like that is a household name, you can book him up in fun fights. Jorge Masvidal is being kept around for fun fights. You need to be opportunistic at these times. Right? What Jorge Masvidal is doing now is that he sees the opportunity to have a big fight with Leon Edwards. And I don't think that fight will happen with him and Edwards if Leon is the champion. And if Jorge is being put up in fights like Colby Covington, like Leon Edwards, you put them up in fun fights. You can also do that with Sean Strickland because he's a guy that his stock can rise in losing. Jorge Masvidal didn't become a star when he won. He became a star, or my bad, Jorge Masvidal didn't become a star when he lost. He became a star when he won. When he knocked out Ben Askren in 5 seconds. Prior to that, being in some TV show, reality TV show, and then coming back, beating up Darren Till. That is incredible. Darren Till at the time coming off a title fight. So when you have a guy like Sean Strickland who became a star when he lost, which is quite rare, right? We've recently seen one of them in Jared Gordon, where he lost. Technically he lost. I don't think he lost. I do think it was a close fight. I did pick him as the winner. But when that guy lost, he became a star in the process. He was in the co-main event fighting Paddy Pimblett. So you have a guy that lost and then became a star. Ben Askren became a star when he lost. And what you want to do with these guys is that it tells you that they're not really built for championship material. They're not really built to be a champion. I do think one of those three mentioned names, Strickland, Gordon, Ben, those guys can be champions. They can. They all can. Doesn't mean they will. Because they're not really built for title shots. They're not really built for that type of thing. And what you want to do with them is put them in fights that they're not really favored to win. Right? It doesn't need to be they're favored to win. Just fun matchups. You might have Big Mouth and Big Mouth in your mind. Trailblazer versus Sean Strickland. You might have that in your mind, and the UFC will not do that because it's 2 stars. You don't want to do that. You don't do a star going up against a star. When especially one of the two of them are only young. They're only young. They're only previously just became a star. Kevin Holland is another guy that became a star because he lost. Recently just became a star. You don't want to do that. The reason why they did Hamzat a star going up against Nate Diaz a superstar is because the superstar is at the end of his career. He's he's 1 foot closer to the end of his career. You don't want to do fights where young stars are being matched up together. You don't want to do that. Where young stars just recently became a star. That's not something you want to do. You want to put Strickland up in a fight. Some of them he can win, some of them he can lose. It doesn't matter if he loses. We love Sean Strickland no matter what. I don't think Sean Strickland is a guy that really likes losing. For us it doesn't matter. We still like the guy, even if he wins or loses. We still like that character of his, that crazy man. Like, I see you on the street, I'm gonna pick you up and slam you on the concrete. Like, he posts this video of him shooting, and I believe in a target range, and the dog is in the frame. Like, you can see the dog running, and then Strickland just starts shooting at whatever the hell he's trying to shoot at. I think it was a target. Of course it is a target. But you don't want to do that. You're a dog, and he presents himself as a guy that's like crazy. You could even call him a hillbilly, right? But it doesn't matter if he wins or loses. His stock can rise no matter what he does. You can put him up in whatever media thing you want to do, as long as it's not like a sponsor or anything. Like, I can watch a Sean Strickland interview for 5 hours with him talking about the least interesting topic in the world. 5 hours, but I cannot watch 5 minutes of Jared Cannonier talking about the most interesting thing he could ever talk about. I can't do that. That is the entertainment that Sean Strickland brings to me and everybody else. Doesn't matter if he wins or loses. That entertainment doesn't go away. But of course he doesn't like losing, so you can put him up in favorable matchups. I do think that you can put him up right now in a favorable matchup. Bring his hopes up. Then put him up in fun matchups. Because if you have a guy that's somebody like Strickland, you can put him up in any fight you want and people will start to love him. People does already like him. And I do think eventually Sean Strickland will start to accept that win or lose, he's still a star. But the problem is, that guy doesn't like losing.